Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be building a bit of a different build than my normal ones. This is inspired by Victorian architecture, though I wouldn't be confident calling it a Victorian house. I was thinking it was probably, it was more like when somebody wants a Victorian house but they don't really want it to be like accurate, or maybe they did buy a Victorian house and then remodel it to make it fit their needs and the end result is probably not the best. So that's what I was thinking this build is. This actually ends up being a family home, which isn't exactly small, but it's not spacious at all. So you will see what I mean by that, especially when we work on the top floor. But now we have made this general shape for the house. It has a tower and a porch, which was the main thing I wanted in this house to have, and also a chimney. By the way, I built this on a lot called Hindquarter Hideaway in the world of Brindleton Bay because I really liked how it looked sort of secluded and the vegetation in the area is really pretty. You will notice that I made this house bigger probably a couple of times, and this is one of them because I was realizing that it was probably too small and I wanted the chimney to be next to the kitchen. So we have started working inside, and you can see that there's going to be a kitchen in this corner. Next to it is going to be a dining room, and in that tower area there's going to be a breakfast nook. But since I was already looking at the inside of this place, I once again realized that it was too small. So I made it bigger once again. I wanted this to have a traditional feel, but I really wasn't interested in it being accurate. I just wanted this place to belong to a Maximalist family because I had just gotten the decor to the Max kit and I had realized that it looked really nice next to the stuff from the paranormal pack. So I was trying to use that and experimenting a little. So you will see that this house isn't the most practical, but I really wanted to use as much stuff from those packs as I could. So that's why the rooms end up being kind of funky shapes, such as the living room. I struggled a bit with the layout of that one, but in the end, this house is fully functional. So I was happy with that. However, where the breakfast nook is, there's a chance that they might get stuck. And to get them unstuck, you just have to have them sit down and change chairs until they are on the side that's facing the dining room. Otherwise, they might just get stuck next to the window. I have played in this house and that only happened maybe once or twice, but I did make sure to playtest the whole thing. And since I was thinking maybe 3 Sims live in this house, I decided to add a downstairs bathroom, which I later made into a full bathroom. But once again, I am adding some more space to this house because I was realizing that there wasn't a good spot for the living room. And also because of all these split levels that I had at the moment and that this house ended up having. So I had to adjust it a few times. But I realized that the best bet for the living room was probably to use this corner couch that comes with cats and dogs and to once again make the house bigger. This really was an experimental build, but I did like how those packs that have more traditional pieces and also some that aren't as traditional worked nice with this concept. And since I built this a while ago, it doesn't use as many packs as some of my newer builds. So I think so far we have only seen the Decor to the Max kit, Cats and Dogs, Paranormal, and I did use also the Everyday Clutter kit. I don't know if there's another one that I am forgetting, but those are the main ones that I used, I think. Oh, another thing that I needed to adjust in order for this house to be functional was the dining room table. I had to rotate it because the way it is now, it was blocking the whole hallway and the Sims couldn't get to the kitchen. But I just had to rotate it, and that's how I uploaded it to the gallery. And if you would like to download this, it is under my ID, which is Veranio. And also, if you're enjoying this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel if you haven't. I build lots of tiny houses and I also enjoy decorating apartments. But anyway, we are now working some more on the living room, adding some more clutter, and then I wanted to add some clutter to the kitchen and flowers to all the tables. And since I was really committed to the maximalism of this house, I also added stuff to the breakfast nook, which was probably what makes it a bit hard for Sims to navigate. So if you have a sim that has been complaining for a while, they might just be stuck in there. You could also, however, just decide to elevate that on another platform and then it wouldn't be accessible or at a fence or something, so that it was blocked off and Sims would just eat at the normal dining room table. But now I just wanted to make sure that the outside of the house was looking well, so I added windows and changed this space here in the front. I think I ended up making that into a flower box. I am not sure, because there's a few things that I was really committed to that in the end I realized wouldn't be functional, such as the columns. They kept deleting and I kept adding them, but I think that in the final version of this house I do not have those columns at all. But anyway, now we are working on the very strange layout that I have for the upstairs. You will see that I added, I think, 2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms, a desk in the hallway, and also a walk-in closet. So the hallway ends up having a bit of a strange shape, and it is probably not the best use of the space, but it is functional, which was what mattered the most to me. But anyway, we have now worked on the ensuite bathroom for the master bedroom. It is very pink in there, and actually the whole house is very pink and green. I wanted that to be a theme everywhere. And there's also a little bit of blue, but mostly it really is just pink and green. So for the master bedroom, I have that green bed from Cats and Dogs, and in the teenager's bedroom, I think I went for the Discover University bed. And since I had another bathroom, I wanted it to be similar to the ensuite one, but different enough. So I went for a more green theme in that one. So we're going to be working on the teenager's bedroom for a while, and in here I decided that I wasn't as interested in having green as I was interested in having pink. So I used the same wallpaper, but I chose that swatch that has mostly black and a few accents in green and pink, and I felt that it still fit the theme of the house, but it still had enough personality in that space. So we're going to be working again on the master bedroom. I have added a little sitting area in that tower space that is separated with some curtains that I fixed to a spandrel. And next to it I decided that I wanted a fireplace, and right now I have a TV on top of that, but I am pretty sure that I changed that out for a painting. So at this point I thought that the hallway was a bit strange because I wanted it to have a desk, and I wanted a desk to be really cluttered as well. But I was noticing that I wasn't happy with the shape. So I changed it a little, and I think that this shape is slightly less weird. It's still weird, but I think it's better. And I have already worked on that walk-in closet that has a dresser and a mirror, but I also added some kitchen cabinets that look like a closet. I also wanted to have a chair because I felt that was a realistic piece of furniture to have, and because it doesn't take up a lot of space. So outside in this hallway I wanted there to be some decorations, things that looked like art pieces, and while I was looking at those I found that necklace that you get, I think, from one of the criminal careers, and I combined it with the dresser, and I thought that was a nice touch for it. So I'm back decorating the bedrooms. I added some artwork and a doll to the teenager's bedroom. I wanted to use this painting from Cats and Dogs, but I do not like those frames very much, so I decided to combine it with that base game painting, and I actually kept the painting in its normal version in the teenager's bedroom. I also wanted this house to have a bookcase and other stuff that really made this look like it was lived in, so I had one next to the stairs on the living room. And I have a plant right now, but I noticed when I was playtesting that plants made it so that the bookcase wasn't functional, so I did end up having to move that. And for the outside, I really liked how the landscaping that I included here was looking inside those fences. I really like this fence, and I actually used to use it a lot when I only had the base game. So I decided that I wanted to have it here and to have sitting areas and a few more skill building items. And it actually took me a long time to make the landscaping and furnishing this outside of this house. I wanted it to look like it matched the house, and I wanted it to really define this space. So I added these fences from the Discover University debug. And from that debug, I also added some ivy, and that's why I decided to eliminate those columns. But we are now adding all those fences that I had mentioned, and I was really sad to notice that these corner pieces weren't going to work here because Sims couldn't actually walk through them. So everything that I had in that space wasn't accessible. So I just ended up changing it for these like single shorter pieces. And in the end it ended up working, especially since I discovered that I could use these hedge funds. So in the end it looks pretty seamless, I think. But we are going to be adding some more of those walking stones and some terrain paint, as well as some more trees. And I also decided that I wanted this space to look like it wasn't all just grass and dirt, and I added some more of that low-lying fence with the flowers in this area, and I think that worked out pretty well. So in that area I wanted to have a more social space with benches and a chess table, and on the other side I decided to just have some stuff for gardening, such as these planter boxes and some gardening tools. I thought that the planter that I had in the corner wasn't going to be functional, so I just filled it with some flowers. And then I decided that the whole of the house needed to really look slightly overgrown. Not really, I think it still looks neat and not unkempt, but I wanted to have that sort of whimsical touch of having plants everywhere. I wanted to be like really lush and look really like charming. So I think now I just change some of the stuff that's inside, such as this shelf that I had here, cluttering it up and adding some more decorations inside. I really loved adding the paranormal curtains everywhere and just having all of the clutter in this space. I think I was kind of surprised that this whole thing was functional in the end, because I really committed to the maximalism of it. Oh, and I did add one of the trash cans from City Living. I am not sure if I uploaded it to the gallery with that, because it was the only item that I used from that pack. But if I forgot to change it for another trash can, and you don't have City Living, you really don't need it. It's just trash can that uses that pack. But anyway, I just add a few things here and there, and add just a few swatches and furniture pieces. And that's pretty much it for the build. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.